Yesterday I made Mexican stuffed shells. I took the jumbo pasta shells and boiled those, and I browned up some ground beef with taco seasoning, onions, green chilies, and jalapenos in it. And then I mixed that with cheese and stuffed the shells. And then I put a little bit of enchilada sauce underneath of it so it wouldn't stick. And then I poured the enchilada sauce over the shells with the meat stuffing. And then I baked it. And then I went in the other room with my sister-in-law. And we got distracted. And then suddenly an hour and a half passed and it was really done. But it was really good. The noodles were a little bit less al dente than I like, but they were edible. But then I put some cheese on top of that, some queso cheese and some shredded cheese, some sour cream, and taco sauce if you wanted it. I had extra jalapenos, but it was pretty good. So that's what my sister-in-law and I ate yesterday. Then I sent some home for my brother, and I'm hoping he enjoyed it. I know I hadn't seen my great nephews, Owen and Ollie. They're twins. They just turned 3 years old on February the 2nd. They're born February the 2nd, 2022. And I had Christmas presents for them that I'd sent home with them, with their parents, or with their grandparents, rather. So, and they FaceTimed me today and let me watch the boys open their gift. I got them one of those huge pop-up tunnels, and Ollie really enjoyed the tunnel. Owen liked the wooden blocks, building blocks, and then I bought them some farm animals that kind of you could open and close, kind of like a xylophone. Accordion. Really enjoyed those as well. And then I got them some little cars, or big plastic cars. So they were having a good time. And I apologize to my brother and sister-in-law for the mess, because it was a lot of blocks and a lot of toys going to be around. So, they said they're used to that. The boys like to get all the toys out of their toy boxes when they get there, or the toy tubs. And it's always a cleanup process once they leave. But they were really cute. They seemed to really enjoy themselves. So that made my day. And then Saturday was my great niece's 1-year-old birthday party. My nephew and his wife came in with their 3 children. So I had their Christmas presents as well. And I got the little girl a kitchen set. And it had a working blender, toaster, mixer, and coffee maker, or espresso maker. And it even had the little coffee pods you put in it. You put water in the side tank, you push the button, and water comes out. Well, she had a lot of water coffee, and she really liked that a lot. And it was really cute. I know I loved my little tea sets and my kitchen sets when I was a little girl. And that was one of my favorite Christmas presents. It's one of the ones I remember the most getting of all the things I've gotten. And so I try to get them things that I loved and thought they would like. But she played with it for a long time. And it was really funny because they didn't know they were getting any gifts. The baby Sylvia, she had fallen asleep. So my niece Kristen was letting Jasper and Holly open the gifts. I think Holly's 3, Jasper's 4, or maybe 3 and 5. They're very young. But they were opening the gifts, and they were really excited. And because kids love to open gifts. But the last 2 gifts were for them. And I said, go over and get those gifts. And they came over, and when they opened them up, they immediately knew that it was not for their sister. Because what I got Jasper was a large army set. It had a big helicopter, a tank, and a car, like an army Humvee or something, and little men in it. And he and his friend played with that a long time. They really liked that as well. But it was a success. The kids loved the presents. Sylvia was cute. I do have a video of her eating her first birthday cake. I may share that with you if y'all like. Let me know if you'd like to see that. I'll put it on my channel. It's really funny. And she liked cake a lot. So, I don't think I'm going to get to the gym. Let's see, it's been 20 minutes and I'm less than a mile from my house. So, we'll see. Again, I have no place to be, no place to go, nothing to do. I know a lot of you are going through a lot. You share that with me. You shared it with me on my own channel. You shared it with me in the chats that we belong to together. I do pray for y'all a lot. So please, let me know how you're doing. Give me a comment. Let me know. A lot of you I already have on my prayer list. And I think I remember everybody. But just to make sure, put your name in the comments with the praying hands. Again, let me know how you're doing. I do care. And I will pray for you. And along the way, if you can, throw a prayer in for my dad, I'd appreciate that. So, on the exciting news, I did my first trip to Vegas for my birthday. I went March the 8th, and I went with friends and saw the Eagles that night. That was very exciting. That was a great show. I really enjoyed it. And then I walked a lot on Fremont, a lot. It was a lot of fun. So I went to several casinos. I got a few cards, but I mainly played quarter keno at the hotel I stayed at. And it lasted a long time. It was an extremely relaxing and enjoyable trip, and you didn't spend much, so that was good. But I had a really good time. And then on March the 25th, my friend Lisa, who used to live across the street from me and had moved up in Minnesota, Michigan, she stopped by, picked me up, and we went up to where she lives. We drove, and we stopped off in somewhere in Michigan, and we spent the night at a Courtyard Marriott, and that was really nice, a nice hotel. And then we drove, and we went across the Mackinac Bridge, and took a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. So I may post a couple of those as well. And we had a lot of snow and ice while I was up there, so we didn't get out of the house much. And unfortunately, my friend Lisa had fallen at her friend's house a day or so before picking me up, so her leg was swollen and really sore. She did make it to the doctor while I was up there, and then she had to go back the next day for an ultrasound on her leg to make sure that there were no blood clots or anything wrong. And she got there weren't, so that's good. But we were hoping to go hiking a little bit and look at some waterfalls, but between the weather and her leg, that just wasn't going to be an option, which I was fine. I really enjoyed hanging around with them. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of painting. Two of the paintings I left there, one I really liked, one it wasn't my best, but she's going to try to raffle or auction those off, for the charity that she works for. And then I took one home with me to complete, and I'm hoping to work on that tonight or tomorrow. And I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and to get the go-ahead to go back to work, or if I want to stay off longer. But I'm anticipating going back to work next Tuesday. So, but we'll see. Alright. I'm running out of things to say, guys. I didn't plan to be in the car for 23 minutes. going a mile from my house. It's actually not even the 0.8 mile mark. So, yeah. Traffic's really bad around here. And the roads I would normally take to get around the traffic, the back roads that I know, aren't open. So, I'm guessing that's the reason for the traffic. Or really bad drivers. Or a combination of both. So I'm going to hop off here, and I'll probably come back at some point later at the gym, or later tonight. If not, I'll come back tomorrow. But just want to let you know how things are going. Let you know how much I appreciate everybody's support, especially those that have been there since the beginning and have moved channels with me. I appreciate that. So I'll see a lot of you tonight on Coach's Chat, which is Cash or Crash Las Vegas. And you know, he's very entertaining, very funny. He just had his own cancer journey. He rang the bell. He's still, you know, having a little issues, I think, but we're all taking positively, and we'll find out soon, you know, how his radiation and chemo did. But, you know, I pray for him a lot as well. And if you can add Steve Dennis to your prayer list, aka Coach, I would greatly appreciate that as well. So, but thanks again, guys. I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.